Are you tired of dull protagonists who can't confess their love? Can't realize when somebody is in love with them? Then just before jumping, I suggested to my classmate, let's have the hokey pokey. Is the right manga for you? This girl is about to pull off a forward double spin to the left, but instead of landing on the ground, she's booking a one-way trip to the heavens. However, somebody is there to save her life, even though I am not very sure about her anus. Screaming out loud, this boy desires to hide the zucchini and butter the biscuit. Hearing that the girl quickly blushes, finding out a perv is standing right beside her. Yet Kirishima proclaims he is not such a person. But there is no way he can hide that right now, since he already let slip what's on his mind, and the sweat's pouring down his face faster than ice cream on a summer sidewalk. He moves closer and asks about what she was about to do. Hearing that Kurumi quickly believes Kirishima tries to take advantage of the situation, and since she is about to leave this world, she could as well let him hit that, but it turns out she is wrong. The boy actually likes her, and that is why he said what he said. However, for Kurumi, this makes no sense. He had enough, and shouted out loud, suggesting that she might have planned to engrave the beautiful sunset as her last view into her heart. But that was no longer the case. If she's going to make that jump, the last word she exchanged in her life will be with a crazy perv male student. Would that really be okay with her? And then once again, Kirishima starts telling her how he is in love with her. And he knows pretty much about her, since he was reading every magazine interview Kurumi had, asking her once again, is this how she desires to ascend to the heavens? The boy is willing to do anything if that would stop her from doing something unnecessary, even if that would make Kurumi hate him. And now, if she understands jumping right now is not okay, she should leave the edge and start playing mash the potatoes. However, Kurumi refuses. She is not going to play anything with him, prompting Kirishima to tell her that in the end her last conversation was with a perv that was hitting on her. Confused, Kurumi wonders why he is trying so hard to stop her, making the boy repeat himself, saying that he likes her. He likes everything about her, from appearance to personality. He is prepared to dedicate his life to her. Hearing that Kurumi believes he is willing to do anything for her. Yet, this determined boy denies her assumptions, wondering aloud why she'd even think that, leaving Kurumi thoroughly confused. He seems genuinely serious, making it clear that he's looking for something meaningful, not a one-sided, exploitative relationship where one acts like a slave or servant. Going all in, Kirishima proposes to her, making this situation even more confusing for Kurumi. Yet it seems that he is really desperate trying to stop her from doing something that cannot be undone and asks the girl what she would do, accept his marriage proposal or jump down. However, she seems to believe both of them are bad options. Finally, she decides to move away from the edge and gives our boy a little smile. Seeing her do that, he goes on a rampage, starting to speak about the future and deciding they should build a warm and loving household, but she declines. She never agreed to marry him, and the reason she moved away from the edge is because she changed her mind. Hearing that, he understands and decides they should just park the beef bus in Tuna Town, but instead of doing that, he receives a punch in the stomach. She never met someone like him before, a perv who believes even her punch can be interpreted as a way she expresses her love. Before leaving, Kurumi shows him her little tongue, making something grow big on the protagonist's body. In the past, Kirishima was bullied. Everyone made fun of him and his interests, prompting him to desire Truck Kuin to visit him one day and disappear from this world. But someone heard him and stopped him from saying troublesome things. In the present, it's morning, and the boy meets with Kurumi. He's been waiting the entire morning to hear her wonderful voice that makes his eardrums shake in excitement. Yet, the girl sees this as being gross. But it's not an issue for our horny protagonist, who believes it's part of her charm. Interrupting their duo team, somebody appears from behind, calling Kirishima a handsome man with a perfect personality, most probably to make a good impression on the girl. Moments later, his friend wants to speak something with Kirishima and asks Kurumi if she is okay with that, but she could not care less since she does not even desire him to be returned back, being away from the girl. His friend wonders what is wrong with Kirishima. Even though he had always been kind of crazy, it was within the bounds of normal craziness. Speaking with this girl is way too much. Hearing that Kirishima is a little infuriated, if it is okay to just stand and watch while Kurumi gets hurt, is it okay to call him a crazy fool as well? Hearing that the other boy understands since the two of them are good friends. Sometime later, at school, when the lunch bell rings, our boy wastes no time and sprints toward Kurumi, desiring to have lunch together. She tries to reject him, but Kirishima couldn't care less and takes a seat next to her. As she puts that white thing in her mouth, Kurumi realizes she got her onigiri with the wrong flavor. But that's okay, because Kirishima desires to become a food dumpster and accept the food she had already bitten. However, Kurumi's face becomes red since doing that they would have an indirect kiss. His reaction when realizing that is taken straight out of a drama movie, where the male lead desperately needs to take a dump, but they're in the middle of a high-stakes scene. Thankfully, seeing his reaction, the girl finally shows a smile and laughs at him. Seeing that smile, the boy can't resist but be absorbed and tells her they should get married. Unfortunately, everyone in the classroom seems to be jealous of their good vibes and starts whispering, taking Kurumi to a bad place. Then she quickly stands up and tells Kirishima not to interact with her anymore. Having to watch his beloved leave the room, someone places his hand on the boy's shoulder. That person is the teacher who wants to speak with Kirishima about Kurumi. The teacher is aware that Kurumi was isolated in class, and observing the boy interact with Kurumi during this time, wondered if something changed with her. Yet, the boy told him just that it's love since talking about such a difficult topic is not something he should address on his own. Moreover, when he entered the classroom, he saw Kurumi's bench all wrecked and covered in grotesque words. That fills his mind with anger as he tries to hold everything inside. And to make the matter worse, as he is taking care of everything, this trio of bullies keeps on speaking behind his back, suggesting he is trying too hard. Moments later, when Kurumi entered the classroom and saw the boy sitting at her bench, she wondered what he was doing, prompting him to say he just warmed the seat, showing his love and affection. As he gives her back the seat, showing a questionable expression, she quickly hides her face as she is blushing, telling him it was gross and not to interact with her anymore. After the school has finished, Kirishima suggests they should go home together, but Kurumi refuses once again, suggesting there is no way that is going to happen. Hearing her refuse, the boy is puzzled. He only desires to walk home with the girl he likes, making Kurumi show her red face once again. On their way home, Kirishima tries to make small talk, but the girl is questioning why he keeps on talking to her. Even though he likes her, she told him not to interact with her since it would cause him trouble. However, Kirishima is not going to let go of her no matter what. He wants to spend time with her, he wants to be troubled by her, and he is not bothered at all. He desires to be together with Kurumi. Tears start flowing down her cheek as she wonders if he is sure about that. And she finally agrees that it is okay for him to desire all that. Hearing that, he quickly asks for marriage and asks to hold hands, but that is too quick. Maybe they can limit it to exchanging phone numbers. A new day has come, and the two are having lunch together. But Kirishima is not here just to put food in his mouth. He wonders how many kids Kurumi would want and keeps talking about love. More importantly, it looks like Kurumi has brought a bento today. In the background, someone shouting at them can be heard, but that is not stopping the two of them from speaking with each other and ignoring the bully girl who approached them. Even after she keeps on speaking, the two just turn their eyes towards her without saying anything. That is so until Kirishima has enough. Right now, he is in the middle of flirting and tries to get rid of this woman who stands in their way. The girl is a bit worried since this guy is glaring at her. Her name is Ogura Shurabe, the one responsible for spreading rumors about Kurumi among the girls in the class. She expresses her disgust seeing the two of them flirt, suggesting they're creating a commotion in the classroom. However, Kurumi quickly stands up and shouts that she is not flirting, but her red cheeks tell me something else. As she is saying it just happened to be together by chance, and Shurabe is right saying Kirishima is crazy she would never flirt with someone like him. While on this subject, Kurumi and Kirishima start speaking to each other again, but Shurabe is not ready to accept she is just a side character with no real importance whatsoever. Apparently, Kirishima and Shurabe seem to be born as enemies since their compatibility is less than 0 and start a fight within seconds. But that is not an issue since the boy listens when Kurumi tells him to stop being so vulgar. She even believes that sometimes he is being really cool. During the class, Kurumi needs to take out the dirt snake and leaves the classroom for a little while, but when she comes back, she is drenched in water, looking completely down. Kirishima knows it is Shurabe's doing and rushes towards her, suggesting he would deal with her. Hearing Kurumi say she is cold even after giving his jacket, Kirishima grabs her by the hip and leaves towards her home, leaving the so-called villain girl staring at them, leaving the classroom. After taking a taxi and arriving at her place, Kurumi invited the boy inside, only this once. She is ready to take a shower, and naturally, he could not miss this opportunity and asks if she would like to have something hard pressed against her while Kirishima washes her back. Hearing the girl being against it, he suggested they should just shower together, flashing a smile so dazzling it could probably convince a cat to take a bath. Disappointed they did not enter the bathroom together, he sits on the sofa and receives a message from his friend, who grabbed his bag from school. Right then, Kurumi showed up in front of him, and her fresh out of the shower appearance makes the boy heart beat really hard. Looking at him, she can't say anything but asks what drink he would like. Being able to have a taste of the drink made by Shurabe, the boy believed they look like newlyweds and is sure it would be more fun living a married life with Kurumi. Looking at her, the boy realizes something is wrong, and as she is saying, the girl feels really tired. Kirishima is not able to say a thing, prompting her to question his behavior, since normally he would try to take advantage of any situation. But he knows already everything that happened since he followed her daily. Done with the first drink, Kurumi goes to the kitchen where the real drinks are stored. She comes back carrying a few bottles of wine, scaring Kirishima, who believes they are not allowed to drink that. She had not tried it yet, but she wanted to know its taste before leaving this realm. Therefore, since she already has the drinks, they should have a drinking party. Believing this would help to ease Kurumi's pain, the boy jumps up and is ready to drink. But oh God, along with his body rising, something massive stirs inside his jeans, like Kurama lurking behind the bars inside Naruto's body. It's as if his pants were trying to summon their own tailed beast. Believing it might put off being invited by her, Kurumi seems to be a bit concerned. But this guy would even eat a fly without second thoughts if he is being told to. Moreover, he is thrilled to be Kurumi's first. As after drinking is expected to be a date, the boy raises his cup and suggests they should have a toast, but Kurumi quickly tries to stop him since she is not going to do anything with him. Looking at one of the bottles with the highest percentage, even Kirishima seems worried. Wondering how much is a good amount, they just fill a cup believing they can take that even though they have never tried anything similar, and before having a toast, they should have some snacks, especially since it is not good for your body to drink with an empty stomach. Moving their hands toward the table, their finger collides, prompting Kurumi to jump away. She just got surprised being touched by somebody else, then herself, and to make sure Kirishima won't get the wrong impression, pokes his hand, which makes him dizzy for the moment, and trips over one bottle, wasting it. However, Kurumi does not seem to be bothered by it at all. As time passed, and looking like they haven't touched the bottles yet, something seems to be happening since Kurumi is having her moment wondering why she has to be bullied. Together with her, Kirishima wonders why she has to get bullied. Kurumi understands that it is expected for her stalker to understand her. Yet Kirishima stops her, saying it's love. He is not being a stalker. Hearing that, finally his words reach her heart. You may think they are in this situation because of the drinks on the table, but it is not the case. It is the vapor of the spilled drink that affected them. Looking straight into his eyes, Kurumi asks Kirishima if he really likes her, making the boy lose all his details as he expresses his love really hard. The boy remarks that Kurumi reeks of alcohol, and she also believes he had too many whiskey bonbons. Eagerly, the girl suggests he might get excited because of her smell, yet he does not decline. He is super excited and is ready to do the no pants dance. Looking at him with shining eyes, it seems like she is actually thinking about it. Realizing what just happened, Kirishima believes he might actually have a chance. Kurumi understands he likes her a lot, but it hasn't been long since they started talking. Moreover, it is embarrassing since he would be the first guy to witness that. Hearing that, Kirishima is surprised. Even though he is labeled as a stalker, he did not know the girl is still possessing a V-card. From this point on, things get really hot as the girl tells him to look into her eyes and gives him a small kiss, followed by another one, and another one, and another one, until she falls asleep on his shoulder, leaving the boy confused and hard as a piece of solid oak wood as they lay down. Later that night, the girl wakes up confused, not knowing why she was sleeping on the sofa, and her mind is slowly revealing what happened a while ago when she started exchanging bacteria using her mouth with Kirishima, who now is having a wet dream. Yet the girl is wondering why. She has no clue why she kissed him. Kirishima is messed in the head and a total perv who suddenly told her to play a game that would make her accept a seed into her belly or eat some babies. But also he is someone who tells her he is in love and likes her and won't leave no matter what she says. He is cool and stays by her side when Kurumi feels anxious and puts her before himself. Thinking over all this, she believes it is not possible. Did they behave like that because of the drinks? Nope, they were not even open, so maybe it is the vapor of the whiskey. Glancing at the boy, Kurumi decides it's already pretty late and she will let him stay over. Looking at his drunken face, the girl takes her phone out, and as she is about to take a photo of his face, right then the boy opens his eyes and wishes Kurumi a good morning. She quickly takes the phone away and urges the boy to go and take a shower. But he got his priorities right. Right now he wishes to continue what they started last night. However, a bit hesitant, the girl suggested not to do that. Kirishima insinuates Kurumi is the one who kissed him last night, and the girl excuses herself, suggesting she was drunk and making it sound like the boy is a trashy man. Yet she is the one who used her tongue to search for cavities inside his mouth. Even though she seems to be a well-behaved girl, she is a really naughty one, and just wait to see what comes next. After forcing the boy to take a shower, she gave him a cup of water and told him he is going to sleep on the sofa, prompting Kirishima to make a disappointed face. Finally, inside the girl's house for a sleepover, he was ready to score, but she was defending her goal like it was the World Cup. Thankfully, he slips into the role of a top-tier striker, skillfully dribbling through her remarks and clever comebacks. With a grin, he casually suggests, since it's October and freezing, there is a chance he might catch a cold if he sleeps on the sofa. We should totally sleep in the same bed. Still, she couldn't shake the feeling that Kirishima would pull something weird, especially since her bed was a single, and that would force them to be packed together like sausages at a party. Kirishima is not going to do anything like that if she does not wish to, since he is in love with her. Changing the subject for a moment, she wonders if the boy drank all the tea she prepared for him, making me wonder if there was something wrong with that. Hearing his affirmation, she agrees to sleep in the same bed for tonight. Full of excitement, the boy jumps around and decides they should go straight to the bedroom. Laying down, back on back, the time seems to flow so slowly, but there is an issue. Kirishima can't keep his eyes open and feels unusually tired. That's when Kurumi calls him, and oh god, she jumps on top of him and desires to take his seed. Yeah, I can hear you all giving hate to this girl who definitely had done something wrong since the boy is losing consciousness and cannot hear the words coming out of her mouth. If you feel like giving her a slap on that naughty face of hers, press that like button with all your might so it can penetrate the screen. In the past, Kurumi was an ordinary girl with a loving family. She was blessed with friends and good people around her until her third year of middle school, when she received an opportunity to become someone known by the world. After that, her smooth sailing life started, but it didn't last long. Her mother became obsessed with the success of her career, saying it was her reason for living. She got so busy at work she got no time to spend with her friend and was alone at school. Everything in her peaceful life gradually began to crumble, and her family soon fell apart. And with all those, her hearth worn out, giving her no place to belong. In the present, Kirishima just woke up and moved towards the kitchen, happy he finally spent a night together with Kurumi, who right now is preparing something for them to eat. But looking at that face of hers, I can't have any sense of peace. Looking at the food on the table, Kirishima believes she would make a good wife in the future, prompting her to say she might not be his. But they're not even dating, so there is no reason for them to think about such things. Changing the subject, they should start eating. Wondering what she should do about the school, Kurumi suggests she is going since she already dressed up even after the incident that happened at school yesterday. She is fine, and looking at her smile, the boy can't hold his thoughts inside and tells her he likes Kurumi. Once they arrive at school, people start speaking behind their backs, and observing that Kurumi is feeling a little nervous about that, Kirishima stares at her and suggests she looks especially cute today and that he is in love with her, making the girl say this is gross coming out of his mouth. Seeing his words are not being appreciated, the boy believes it's a bit too mean, forcing Kurumi to say she is not actually upset about it, but rather happy. It seems like the girl is in her dear phase, since she cannot accept this boy, who truly tries to take care of her and offer his love. As she starts freaking out, saying this is not a phase, someone from behind approaches them. Kirishima's friend is the one who saw the heated atmosphere between the two. It's expected to have this kind of affection in the morning since they have a lot going on between them, prompting Kurumi to stop him from saying such things out loud. His friend wonders if they already got so far, and Kirishima reassures him, saying they love each other really bad, but Kurumi in the background says it is only one-sided. Before leaving, Kirishima's friend gives him back the backpack and heads towards the classroom. Meanwhile, Kurumi is showing a weird expression. She remarks that the two of them are really close, and looking at her, the boy grabs her hand and once again, for the 50th time, tells the girl, "I like you," and that is why he cannot become her friend. Kirishima is a good guy, but she cannot get the same-sex friendship from him. That's why the boy will introduce her to his little sister, letting Kurumi a little confused, wondering how he came up with that. His sister is a good person, and she will be Kurumi's sister-in-law someday. Therefore, there is no stress about it. Hearing that, the girl believes he is just messing around and was an idiot for believing they could have a serious discussion, suggesting they are late. The boy grabs her hand and moves towards the classroom. Once they enter, everyone stares at them, and the teacher, telling them they are late, invites the two to the student guidance office during the break. Looking at the bully girl named Ogura, she seems to be out of it for some reason. During the break, she was alone in the classroom, with no sign of her usual friends surrounding her. However, that was not a matter for the two who headed to the student guidance office. Inside the office, the teacher tells them he understands the situation and apologizes for not being able to help. Grabbing each other's hands, the teacher tells them there will be no repercussions this time, and the two are free to return to the classroom. Now, Kurumi thinks about last night, how the Kirishima kept professing his love, and once in bed, it took him less than 10 seconds to fall asleep. But that is expected since she slipped some sleeping pills into his drink. Therefore, all that was left for her was to go to sleep, but that's not what happened. She was feeling so restless and ended up doing something the boy has no memories of. A few days later, after the school finished, as the two of them walked together, Kirishima invites the girl to come over tomorrow, making her blush while wondering why she would do that. The other day, the boy mentioned introducing his sister to Kurumi as a friend. Tomorrow is the best day since it's the weekend. Hearing that, the girl is baffled, amazed that he was serious regarding this. The boy with a serious expression affirms that he is always serious when it comes to Kurumi. Thinking once again about it, she agrees since she has no other plans. The next day has come, and Kirishima took care of everything inside the house, cleaning every corner and hiding all those Sunday night magazines. Even his sister observes him being extremely focused on cleaning and mentions about the time, prompting the boy to leave the house to pick up Kurumi. Once they meet, the boy is amazed by the way she is dressed and gives the girl compliments and places his hand on his chest, suggesting he might have a heart attack if he looks at her too much. I wonder what his reaction would be if he found out he had already been inside the secret garden of hers. When they arrived at his house, the two girls were greeting each other, and hearing her name is Kurumi, Kirishima's sister, named Kasumi, realizes that she is the one his brother likes and believes her big brother finally resorted to kidnapping. Hearing the boys say it is not kidnapping, Kasumi wonders how he managed to bring such a beauty home. Maybe it was hypnosis. This made the two have common ground, and quickly the two girls start having a friendly conversation, wondering about each other's hobbies and completely ignoring Kirishima, who organized this. After a while, he manages to grab their attention and directs them towards the room where they're going to start by playing video games. However, his sister seems to be cock-blocking him by sitting between Kirishima and Kurumi with the pretext that he would do something inappropriate to the girl. Knowing his brother is a perv, the girl pulls out her phone and exchanges phone numbers with Kurumi, letting her know she can call anytime if this guy does something weird. Quick forward, they play some Mario Kart, but the version from Temu, and in the end, the sister takes first place while Kirishima takes third place. Now it is time for them to have dinner and decide to cook some kind of hot pot where a secret ingredient has been added. I feel bad because I am a slow reader. Otherwise, I would not have caught this cringe scene where the secret ingredient is revealed as being Kirishima's love. After finishing eating, the boy takes care of everything in the kitchen while the two girls head towards his bedroom, playing some more video games. And while at that, Kasumi questions Kurumi if she is really not going out with her brother. When she declines, the girl's face turns red, suggesting there is something between the two. That's why Kasumi asks her some questions, such as if they held hands, hugged, or even kissed. The answer to all those questions was yes. And then came the final question: does she like Kirishima? The answer to this question was once again yes. Outside, Kirishima is waiting for the girl to walk her to the station, but his sister is really taking her time. But the conversation the two girls had just finished, and Kasumi is ready to return her to her big brother. With a smile on his face, the boy mentions Kurumi will always be his. Hearing that, the girl seems a bit annoyed, suggesting she is not his to begin with. Yet the boy activates his riz and tells her the meaning behind the words is that she will always be important to him. Caught by surprise, the girl is not able to say a thing. Moving on, it is time for the boy to take her to the station. As they're walking together, the atmosphere is rather weird. The girl's face is all red. Wasting no time, believing she might be cold, Kirishima takes off his jacket and tries to put it on Kurumi, whose face becomes like toasted bread. It is time to speak about the earlier conversation they had. Kirishima confesses his enormous love for her, to the point where he can barely hold it. Therefore, he wonders how she feels about him. Moving her eyes in the opposite direction, not able to face him directly, holding her arms together, Kurumi says she does not dislike him. As he questions if she likes him, her face turns really red. This reaction makes Kirishima full of himself, and he decides it's the best time to head to the city hall instead of the train station to get a marriage certificate. After quickly calling him an idiot, the girl wonders if he really wants to marry her, and after hearing his confirmation, she suggests they can't get married. Therefore, if they can't get married, he is going to lower the level. Shouting out loud, losing some quality as he says it, the boy asks Kurumi to go out with him. And finally, she was asked a question to which she can reply with a yes. From that moment, as they keep walking, the girl grabs him by the hand, bringing a smile to the boy's tiny face. As she wonders what's wrong, the boy mentions this feels like they finally took the first step forward. And despite her trying to say no, she ends up agreeing. Even more, when he stopped and embraced her, surrounding her with his tiny arms, she tried to deny it. But then, she suggests doing this kind of thing when it's just the two of them. It's too embarrassing. With this opportunity, the boy is about to hit a home run. He says they should make it so it's just the two of them, but she does not seem to be up for it. Instead, she seems kind of bummed out. After Kurumi declined, Kirishima mentions he wants to be with her for as long as possible. The girl mentions she wants that as well, but leaning towards him, sitting on her toes, she is about to whisper something into his ear that should do it for today. She says, "I love you," and quickly after that, leaves saying she's going home. Later, when she arrived at her place, kneeling in front of the door and holding that jacket Kirishima lent her, her brain is creating all kinds of images related to the boy. She can't hold it anymore and lets out the perv inside her. Using that big nose of hers, she starts sniffing the jacket, making her heart go numb just thinking about his tiny hands. Monday has come, and Kirishima is in the train, full of people that make it hard to breathe. The usually depressing commute to school, which from today onwards is not depressing anymore. All of a sudden it became the best, and those words come out of his mouth without planning to do so. And that is obvious from his melting expression. Even Kurumi wonders what got into him all of a sudden. Kirishima mentions he is so happy. This came out of his mouth without his will. And things become quite lovely since the girl does not seem to back out anymore, and lets us know she is happy as well. The boy is surprised hearing that, making him ask her to say it again, suggesting he did not hear it well. At school, during the break, Kirishima shows his excitement for tomorrow's seating change. However, Kurumi tells him this amount of distance is the perfect amount, because she would not be able to focus in the class otherwise. With a grin on his face, the boy mentions Kurumi loves him more than he originally thought, but he is glad since he loves her as well. Hearing all that, Kurumi mentions her heart can't take it anymore. He should stop. And my heart cannot take it anymore either. Too much love was shown in the last 2 chapters, making my lonely life hurt even more. Finally, they are ready to have lunch together, and Kurumi prepared her first bento for the little excited boy. Delving more into this love thing, the boy suggests everything is delicious, probably because of the secret ingredient, which is love. Despite her trying to play it off, it's rather obvious she is into it. As she takes a bite, the girl remarks it was a little burnt, and hearing Kirishima mention it might have been a little, her face seems to be drawing. However, Kirishima does not give a duck. Everything is so delicious. Even after school, the boy approaches her, suggesting they hang out a little more before heading home, and after hearing they could go to a game center or somewhere, she agrees, suggesting she wants to go for a little while. Arriving there and playing some games, the two take a break when the boy wonders if Kurumi is having fun, and she tries to agree, mentioning she might not know how to enjoy it. There is nothing she particularly wanted in the claw machine. The fighting games seemed pretty difficult too. Hearing that, Kirishima thinks about something, and moments later, he got a great idea. It is time for them to go. They move to the basketball free shots machine. He thought she might enjoy this, and it sure seems like she does. She even suggests they have a competition to see who can make more shots. However, the boy seems not to be the best player around. Moving on, it is rather obvious Kurumi has a lot of stamina, and that it's because she is a model. She exercises a normal amount to maintain her figure, but these days she hasn't been moving around that much, meaning somebody must do something regarding that. Help her do some cardio and exercises with her body. Ready to help her relax a little, the boy wonders if she would like a massage, but she does not deny it. Instead, she mentions there's a photo machine, and they should take a picture together. Losing no time, Kirishima agrees, believing this could be run on the slideshow during their wedding. There seem to be multiple photo cabins, and moving closer, some interesting sounds could be heard coming from inside. Therefore, Kirishima grabs Kurumi's hand and take her away. They enter the other photo machine, and his hand is above her head, making it a cliché moment. Things are going so well. This makes me believe something bad is about to happen. It's either for them or for my left palm. Later that day, after taking the photos and eating a taiyaki together, the couple is sitting in the train station, waiting for their transportation. When Kirishima wondered if it would be okay for them to hold hands, the girl makes a move and grabs him, making the boy show a surprised expression. Even more, it shows an expression that makes me wonder if he is into that P.G thing. He got surprised since he thought she would reject him, but that's not the case anymore. With a smile on her face, Kurumi mentions she likes him as well. There is no reason for her to deny it. Moving to the next morning, the person responsible for Kurumi's attempt at that 360 front flip from the top of the building, and the person Kirishima hates the most, is sitting alone in the class looking all down. As Kirishima approaches his friend, telling him there is something he would like to ask, his friend assumes it is about his first girlfriend. Wondering how he found out about his situation, the boy remarks it is quite obvious, anyone could tell. However, about his girlfriend, he would like to ask another time. Right now, it is about something else. Right now, the boy wonders if the way Ogura is right now is his fault, but it's not the case. It's her own fault. After that incident, she lost her standing in the class, but even taking that into account, he does not think Kirishima is at fault. Finally, as the teacher entered the class, everyone seemed really excited when he announced it was time for seat changing. Kirishima shows his excitement, with his fingers crossed, hoping his loved one would be sitting next to him. The teacher is about to start, but realizes he forgot the lots. He leaves the room, letting them know he will be back in a second. While Kirishima approaches Kurumi, wondering why she did not show him a peace sign, the girl lets him know she does not want to be seen as a stupid, lovely-dovely couple. However, the mood changes when a boy mentions if he gets seated next to Ogura, he would get bullied. From then on, everyone starts saying cruel things towards her. Next moment, Kurumi blurts out and shouts loud, "Stop it," making everyone aware of her. In the next moment, Ogura runs out of the classroom. Witnessing this, Kirishima could not just sit down and starts running after her, even passing by the clueless teacher who wonders what is going on. Mentioning Kurumi is trying her best right now, Kirishima tells his teacher to look after the classroom. However, he has no time and sprints on top of the building. There he sees Ogura, wondering what's with her. Why did she do such things until now? Even though she did what she did, Kurumi jumps in for her. With tears on her face, the girl says she's just way too cool. Apparently, the girl was not aware Kirishima was behind her, hearing all that, suggesting if that was a declaration of rivalry against him. He definitely heard it loud and clear, but he thought Ogura hated Kurumi. That is true, but she can't help it, since she stood up for her like that. Wondering why she ran out of the classroom like that, the girl mentions she did not want anyone to see her face like this. Apparently, the girl wants to apologize to Kurumi. She wants to be friends with her. Hearing Kirishima mention this is a good idea, she seems rather shocked. Why is he not mad at that? She believes is just too convenient, but the boy does not find anything wrong with that. She wonders, what about if they become more than friends? But the boy seems weirded out, suggesting they should start by becoming friends and figure things out from there. Extending his hand, he suggests they should head back to the classroom. Even when she seemed a little skeptical, he mentions it's fine. Kurumi has already gotten back on her feet. Understanding and showing a little smile, the girl jumps into the boy's arms. And believe me, that's way too close. Because in the next moment, as the two are staring into each other's eyes, Kurumi bumps the door open, making it look as if she caught the two in the act. She slowly starts moving towards them with a dark aura surrounding her and moves them away from each other. Holding onto the boy's hand like a cat holding its master, she looks at Ogura. Witnessing this, Kirishima lets her know it is not what she thinks, prompting her to say, it looked like the two of them were hugging. Therefore, the boy mentioned she was about to fall, and he just caught her. It must be a misunderstanding. When he questions if she believes he is lying, the girl says she does not want to think that's the case. At that moment, the boy tells her the only one he will ever love is her, now and forever. As the two of them are hugging, Kirishima questions Ogura if she does not find Kurumi adorable as well, and, surprisingly, she does find it adorable, making the girl wonder what is going on.